Good morning. It's a gray Tuesday morning. I'm Lama Jigme, and this is Enlightened Fitness, where first we'll cultivate the body. First we're going to use high-intensity body weight interval training to cultivate the body of a tantric sex god. Then we'll use guided meditation to cultivate both the heart and the mind of a Buddha. If this is your first time joining in, about an inch or two below the video, there's a little button that reads Show More. When you click that, that reveals a list of links as long as my arm. Those links are valuable, free resources to answer all your questions about nutrition, warming up, the various exercises, as well as how to sit, how to count your creases, and how to meditate. So one of the things I just touched upon was nutrition, and what I found in my own life is the system that seems to work best for me, and those I advise, is the low-fat, whole food, plant-based approach to nutrition. Here's an excellent resource on this subject. It's called Healthy Eating, Healthy World by J. Morris Hicks. You can get your hands on it on the website. Allow me to read you an excerpt. This part of the book, we're talking about the ecological impact of an omnivorous diet, specifically on biodiversity and loss of species. Why is biodiversity so important? And environment's biodiversity is determined by the number of different animal and plant species that live in it. Rich biodiversity is crucial to the structure of the ecosystems and habitats that support all living beings, including wildlife, fish, and forests. The greater the number of different species of plants and animals, the healthier the ecosystem and the better able to withstand disaster it is. Biodiversity, it sounds like it was written by Yoda, doesn't it? Anyway, biodiversity helps provide for our basic human needs such as food, shelter, and medicine, all of which are derived directly or indirectly from biological sources, and it fosters ecosystems that maintain oxygen in the air, enrich the soil, and purify the water. Strong ecosystems help to prevent against flood and storm damage and regulate climate. In a nutshell, biodiversity makes sustained living on planet Earth possible for all living creatures. What is happening to our biodiversity and why? Our rapid consumption of resources and growing populations have led to a loss of other forms of life, which have disrupted ecosystems across the world. This loss has eroded the capacity of Earth's natural systems to provide essential elements that humans depend on. Human activities have raised the rate of extinction to 1,000 times its usual rate. If we continue on this path, Earth will experience the 6th great wave of extinctions in billions of years of history. We're seeing dramatic evidence of problems that the human race has created in the past century. According to the previously mentioned UN report, we are in an era of unprecedented threats to biodiversity. The rate at which we're losing species is estimated to be 50 to 500 times higher than historical rates found in the fossil record. 15 out of 24 important ecosystems are assessed to be in decline. The livestock sector may well be the leading player in the reduction of biodiversity, since it is a major driver of deforestation, land degradation, pollution, climate change, overfishing, sedimentation of coastal areas, and facilitation of invasions by alien species. Well, that's very exciting. You put that in there in a joke. Let's continue. Conservation International has identified 35 global hotspots for biodiversity, characterized by exceptional levels of plant endemism and serious levels of habitat loss. Of these, 23 are reported to be affected by livestock production. An analysis of the authoritative International Union for Conservation of Nature Red List of threatened species show that most of the world's threatened species are suffering habitat loss where livestock are a factor. There's nothing wrong with moo-moo cows, my friends, unless they're dealt with unnaturally. In the wild, 10,000 years ago, there were herds of cows, and they were kept in line by the various ecological factors concerning the availability of grazing material, and of course the actions of predators. So Mother Nature kept everything balanced. Then we showed up and we fixed the whole thing. Now, enough of that. Let's work out together. Once again, if you have any questions, they can be answered in the links below the video. And of course, it's always wise to get your physician's blessings before launching into any exercise program. The books I offer on the website on the subject of low-fat, whole-food, plant-based diet are written by physicians. So let's continue. Whoa! This morning's workout will occur under the watchful eyes of Coach Kitty, who will seek to distract us through his cunning use of his own cuteness. Whoops, my glasses are still on. We don't want these bad boys to go flying during the workout. Whoops. Together, let's warm up by performing 2 repetitions of Indian-inspired 12-phase sun salutation. Alright. Oof. Now we're warmed up. Let's perform 5 circuits of 5 exercises. Let's begin with heel squats. Now, jumping toe squats. And now let's do the first set of piking presses. Thrusts. Now we're going to use door straps to do chin-ups. Welcome to the second set. Yes, kitty. Second heel squats. And now, second toe squats. Second hiking press. Thrust. Second chins. Third circuit. Third heels. Third toes. Woof. Third pike. Yes, kitty. Third thrust. 4th toe. Fourth pike. Fourth thrust. Fourth chin. Fifth and final circuit. Fifth heel. Fifth toe. Fifth pike. Fifth thrust. Fifth and final chin. I'm now going to take a moment to move the yoga blanket. Oh. Remember to use the links below to choose sitting postures that are relatively comfortable for you. Water, beverage of choice. I ask you, what could be simpler than drinking only water and eating only plants? Today I'm going to read to you from the Dhammapada's 19th chapter that concerns itself with the just. If you determine your course with force or speed, you miss the way of the law. Quietly consider what is right and what is wrong. Receiving all opinions equally, without haste, wisely observe the Dharma. Dharma means Buddha's teachings. Who is wise? The eloquence of the quiet man. Be quiet and loving and fearless. For the mind talks, but the body knows. Gray hairs do not make a master, and man may grow old in vain. The true master lives in truth, in goodness and restraint, non-violence, moderation, and purity. Fine words or fine features cannot make a master. Out of a jealous and greedy man, only when envy and selfishness are rooted out of him may he grow in beauty. A man may shave his head, but if he still lies and neglects his work, if he clings to desire and attachment, how can he follow the way? The true seeker subdues all waywardness. He has submitted his nature to quietness. He is a true seeker, not because he begs, but because he follows the lawful way, holding back nothing, holding to nothing, beyond good and beyond evil, beyond the body and beyond the mind. Silence cannot make a master out of a fool, but he who weighs only purity in the scales, he sees the nature of the two worlds. He is a master. He harms no living thing. And yet it is not good conduct that helps you upon the way, nor ritual, nor book learning, nor withdrawal into the self, nor deep meditation. None of these confers a mastery or joy. O seeker, rely on nothing until you want nothing. It's easy to get lost in ritual and offerings and vows and mantras. It's easy to abuse meditation instead of using it to examine our thoughts and our emotions and our body and our circumstances. And instead of using it to increase our love and wisdom, it's easy to abuse it as an escape mechanism, which never ends well. For you, abusing meditation as if it was an escape mechanism is like pushing the pause button on the DVD player of your afflictions. Once you arise from the meditation, the afflictions are right there waiting for you, like a cat napping outside a mouse hole. Hear that cat? Ready to pounce. So that's why instead of teaching the Taoist methods of peeing or the Hindu methods of perfect concentration, machine-like concentration, teach Buddha's method of awareness and letting go, and love and letting go, and bliss and letting go. Okay. Read to you from a Buddha book, read to you from a vegan book. Now it's time to do some meditation. In the last guided meditation, we meditated for approximately 18 minutes. Today, my intention is to guide you through a 21-minute meditation. As you can predict, most of it is going to be review except for one 3-minute section, which we affectionately refer to as the new stuff. As opposed to the double stuff, that's only found in an Oreo. But Oreo is not a whole food. A steady diet of Oreos will not transform you into the Olympian ideal. Sorry, hate to burst your bubble. What's that? You say you want something crunchy. How about an apple? How about a carrot? What's that? You say you want something sweet. How about an apple? How about a banana? How about a date? What's that? You want something savory? How about a well-seasoned bean dish over millet? What's that? You want something tangy? How about a delicious salad? Our minds and our tongues can adapt in a relatively short period of time. But give yourself just 3 to 4 weeks, you can completely transform our experience of normal. Which is why I recommend giving a new diet at least 90 days. Please sit erect. Please put your left hand palm up in your lap. Please put your right hand palm up in your left. Thumbs do not touch. By way of review, let's perform the Buddhist version of alternate nostril breathing. On the in-breath, intend in through left. On the out-breath, silently and mentally intend out through right. In through right, out through left. In through both, out through both. In through left, out through right. In through right, out through left. In through both, out through both. Let's switch to the one-syllable paradigm. Left, right. Right, left. Both, both. And now it comes time to practice the silent hoa, or our rehearsal of the transference of consciousness at the time of death. Yes, Virginia, everybody dies. Earth, has a 100% mortality rate. We'll start with the universal love. Give to each great rebirth. Now we're going to work with our own escape plan. Great rebirth, out through crown. Where crown Om, releasing. We're going to switch to the one-syllable paradigm. Om, free. And now it's time for the new stuff. What we're going to experience next is something that could be described as a very concise version of Guru Yoga. As I've mentioned previously, I've studied all three lineages of Buddha's teachings. The Guru Yoga system of practices comes from the Buddhist Tantra. Now, for the last 1,000 years, it's been pretty much abused. It turned into a form of guru devotion, which means some people use to better help their students, other people use to better exploit their students. Rather than go to that dark, dark place, I'd rather go to the place of gratitude. Gratitude is a very energetic emotion. It's easy to feel the bliss of gratitude. It's easy, therefore, to bring it into the path of awareness and letting go. Gratitude helps us not to be cranky bastards, and helps us not to be terribly, terribly fearful or pessimistic. So it can be said that gratitude is a wonderful meditation to live with, and a wonderful sensation to meditate upon. Having said that, let's explore the gratitude exercises right now. The first one, we're going to use rhetorical questions to just ask, to consider what are some of the things that we could be grateful for. Not that we should be grateful for, because should is the way path of guilt and neurosis. But that we're just simply going to explore the possibility. What are some of the things that we could be grateful about? Now, that's a lot of syllables, so we're going to just use a very concise version. Thanks for what? Releasing. And now, thanks teacher, releasing. And now the one syllable version, thanks free. And you may begin to feel bliss at the area of your heart, in the center of your chest. Now let's do some more review. Now it's time for what I like to call the union of analysis and letting go. We're going to play with the pronoun this, and it can refer to anything that happens to go cartwheeling through your mind or body, or it can relate to the sensations you just generated at your heart. We're going to ask, how is this dependent? How could this always change? How could this not be me? How could this be funny? Grin with lips, releasing. Noticing, relaxing. This ease. Now it's time for breathing and letting go. How long breath, releasing. How long breath, releasing. One syllable paradigm, breath free. Yeah, it's time for Meta's path of the loving kindness that intends to lavish all beings with great joy. How joy good, releasing. How joy feel, releasing. Now to me, give great joy. Now to some, give great joy. Now to all give great joy. Now to each give great joy. Each joy. Let's conclude with Vipassana's awareness and letting go. What's seeing really seeing? What hearing really seeing? What feeling really seeing? How could this be funny? Grin with cheeks, releasing. Noticing, relaxing. This ease. And that concludes this morning's 21 minutes guided meditation. I now invite you to join me for a gentle set of geriatric yoga entitled Untying the Heart's Knots. So I ask you, friends, do kitty cats dream of chasing mice? I think my cat dreams of watching Netflix with me. Okay, it's not really my cat, my neighbor's cat. Please sit erect, lace your hands behind your tush, open your chest and twist to the left. Why give wise, releasing. Please reverse. Now to each, give wisdom. Back to center. Please release your hands, lace them in the left, swing your arms out and overhead. Please bend your waist to the left. Why give peace, releasing. Please reverse. Now to each, give great peace. Back to center. Let's make our way into downward facing fetal position, which is of course also known as child's pose.
Give to each, love for all. Curl your hands into fists. Place the knuckles on the yoga blanket just above the knees.
Energetically straighten your arms and ride the momentum into the seating samurai position, which is also known as lion's pose. Please lace your hands behind your tush. Please open your chest, drop your head, roll your gaze up. What seeing, really seeing. What hearing, really seeing. What feeling, really seeing. Please release your hands. Please cup your palms, press your hands together so that the center of each palm is hovering before the upper third of your chest. Please press with your hands into a left turning twist. Why give joy, releasing. Back to center, relax the shoulders down, press with your hands into a right turning twist. Give to each. Now to each, give great joy. Back to center. Relax the shoulders. Drop down to a hands and knees position in preparation for cat-cow asana. Open mouth, slack jaw. Now to each, give comfort. Okay, please stand up. Weight on the major and minor ball of each foot behind the big and little toe, heels off the yoga blanket. Subtle bend in the knees, hips thrust forward, hands laced behind the tush, open chest, drop the head, roll the gaze up. How could this be funny? Grin with eyes releasing. Noticing, relaxing. Okay, let's prepare for the last bit. We're going to recite 3 verbal recitations, which are found at the end, the concluding page of every lesson. So be sure to use the link below your video that takes you to the class materials page, so you can download the free latest version of the PDF entitled First Set of Lesson Texts. Play with those 3 recitations twice a day, every day. Within a week or within a month, you will have accidentally memorized them, and they're quite lovely. You can find links on that page to describe the meaning of those recitations, as well as, here's a type cat, greater instructions on how to perform the last 2 yoga sets. Let's perform 2 repetitions of Indian-inspired 12-phase sun salutation. By this virtue may now accomplish, be spontaneous with its easy and effective mastery. Oopsie, of Buddha's mental yogas of wisdom, peace, love, and joy. And now lead every living being, without exception, to this ground. May everyone be healthy, wealthy, and happy. And practice skillfully and joyfully, and accomplish Jigme. And then how many others do likewise. For truly that is the meaning of life. Om Mani Padme Hum. Woo! Let's conclude with 2 repetitions of Vietnamese-inspired bows. May I always be cared for throughout all my lives by the Buddha of compassion emanating as my kind teacher. And as such, may I always enthusiastically and joyfully tread this excellent path praised by the conquerors. Well, my friends, I thank you for your time and your kind attention. Thank you for your enthusiasm to perform these meditations twice a day, every day, and for your support. May you and yours be healthy and happy. Om Mani Padme Hum. Hey, remember those links I've told you? Oh, before I go there, let me go here. Before you go, let me to remind you to click the subscribe button, as well as the like button and the share button. Now I can say it. Remember those links I told you about below the video? Well, you can use one of those links to help keep this monk fed, which is quite lovely, but not mandatory. You can use another one of those links to register for the next series of weekly webinars. Live weekly webinars. And when do they begin? Monday, the 6th of May. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.